Are there any forest people here tonight? Are there any of you here tonight, right now? Okay. That sounded like something got thrown. Thank you. Okay. That sounded like something got thrown way off in the distance. From like here to way down there. I hope that was one of you that I just heard. That sounded like it went through there and went that way. That's a lot of objects to be flying around right now at, what, 10:30? 10:45? That's a lot. Who's throwing all this stuff? Is it squirrel? I hope. Okay, that sounded like it went. And that sounds familiar to me. I've heard that many times and I love it. That sounded like a knock. Thank you. If that was you guys, thank you. My people wonder how you make that sound. You do it with your mouth. You hit wood on wood. I've heard somebody think maybe you do it with your foot, your hand. But that sounded like a knock. Thank you. If it was. Like another song. I often play it just in case. I heard that. Is that a yes? I'd like another song. I think that has to be inside. I heard it fly through there and land over there. I don't think that was a squirrel. Thank you. It's really important to me that I'm not listening to squirrels and thinking it's you guys. Okay. I'm pretty sure that was a throw. What can my people do for your people? I'm sorry for all the things that my people have done. Wow. Is that a knock? That sounds like a knock. That sounds amazing. Wow. That was from there. Wow. Good throw. Wow. That went pretty far. I heard that. There's no way. Yeah. I heard that. Thank you. Nice throw back there. I think you guys have really good aim. I don't hear anything now. Oh! Oh! Are you kidding me? Right when I said that. Well, we are definitely off the beaten path. So here we go. We gotta cross a stream. That I just came across. I don't think there's any cars, so I figured I'd stop for a second here. So cool. Oh my gosh, look at this. Wow. No kidding. Look at all these butterflies. What are you guys doing? Chilling? Look at this. Here's the other direction of the creek or stream or river. How's that for a little piece of tranquility? All right, so I am in a new forest, and it's an area that I was told about I was told is interesting. I don't know what to expect, but it's a beautiful place. Look at this. Show you all around. So yeah, I'll probably do my normal thing and leave a recorder again tonight. I actually already did last night. I stayed here last night. Really cool camp spot. I've got this little pond, and there's all these miniature frogs everywhere. And got some stuff right around the campsite that you could say look like possible structures. Pretty big ones too, like X's and stuff. So I'm just kind of looking through here. Thick forest. Never been here, so we'll see. Kind of just doing my thing. I usually just set up camp, possibly have a fire, and just really listen. See if I hear anything cool. And we're crossing another creek here. from the side as we go through. Cool. Look at that. That is cool looking down there. Some beautiful creeks here. Love it. So I didn't have as much time to explore yesterday. I've got a little bit today. And I'm kind of just driving through looking for possible structures. This caught my eye. It's a little bit wet down here. I don't know how far into that I'll walk, but I just thought that looked interesting. This whole jumble of sticks and stuff. Let's see here. I'm also looking down because it's soft ground, you know, in case there's any impressions or anything, but it looks kind of funky. It's got this limb that's just kind of hanging out, and that broken piece of the tree there, and then it's like a little arch. It's kind of neat how that piece is in between all this stuff. I would imagine possibly that oh, it's getting pretty muddy here. I don't even want to walk into that, but I wonder if this thing's just stuck into the ground there. And then you've got that one. Seems a little bit odd for all this stuff to just land like that. I'm not like in this. I don't really need to absolutely prove without a shadow of a doubt with structures so much as, well, that looks pretty interesting kind of thing. But anyone watching, if you would wish that I would look more into some of these, let me know. But yeah, even how that and then this one, it's kind of a strange way for all this stuff to fall. Some people will say, yeah, that's just natural. That's the way it looks straight out there. Lots of thick forest here, really thick. Looks like a possible arch right through there. Right, so if you can see through there what I'm looking at, I think that's worthy of checking out if I can get to it. And there goes a deer. That's so cool. I don't know if you saw that. Can't wait to see if that showed up in the video. I think it should have. Just right in front of me here. But yeah, this spot. That's pretty odd. It's harder to see it through a video, I feel like. It's quite the bend. Very impressiony here. It's all leaves, you can't really see anything, but I can feel it under my feet. It's like a hole or something. But yeah, look at this. Oh, that's pretty cool. I was actually just driving thinking, like, if I was to see something that I feel like that means that Sasquatch is here for sure, what would that be? Like if somebody is watching and, you know, they don't really follow me or anything, like, because I already suspect they might be here because I've heard from people of experiences, then what do you see that would establish their presence? And I'm leaning towards this. Very strong possible. There is, of course, a big tree that fell down. Is that the deer? And maybe it caught both of these and bent them, or maybe they were worked into it. I noticed that they're both tucked under it like that, and I guess it's hard to prove either way. I didn't see the tree fall down and catch them, so I can't say that the tree caught them, but I can say that it's unusual looking. I mean, these are big trees to just bend like that. So for me, that raises a strong suspicion. You've got that broken thing, which could also be attributed to the big fall right there. Or maybe one of those, I mean, if you were looking logically, you could say that big one fell, caught that, which caught that. But I'm kind of looking at how you got the big one, and then you have this one, and then that one, and that's in between them. It's just a little odd, the way that's all placed in there. Nothing really definitive, but definitely cool. Just seeing trees bent like that, that always catches my eye. I've seen a bend that there was no way it just happened like this because nothing was holding it down, and it just was in the middle of somewhere that I'm at a lot. But it was a tree like as big as these, just suddenly bent one day. I'm right here, I'm sort of under, and I'm looking that way and I see that tree at that angle. It's hard to see from here. It almost looks like it crosses with another one into like an X. I think I can get over there enough to see. Gotta stay close to my car because I'm basically blocking the road. I don't know, maybe not. Might not make an X. No, not really, I don't think, but let's just have a closer look since we're here. And see if there's anything cool about these right here. See that one there, and this is what we're walking on. Certainly looking for impressions. It's really soft, so they would really stand out if there were any. I just stepped in it. Nothing definitive here, I would say. Just checking it all out. Man, just looking at this like, oh, are there any prints? I don't even see deer prints, but I did just see a deer like right over here, so that's where I just stepped. Sank right in there. There's the other one of mine. This creek just goes on with tons of soft dirt around it. This would be an awesome place to spend a day and look for prints for anyone that really is into finding them. I don't know if I'd devote a whole day, but I definitely enjoy looking for them. I probably would, though. I'd probably spend a day looking for them, or just exploring like that. All right, so something else I did notice. Here's the big arch. And this way is another broken tree, and it kind of looks twisted up a little bit. Doesn't look like a real clean break. Just looks kind of mangled and twisted, which is a bit of a pattern I've seen. Look at that. That's kind of odd. There's a leaning across that is a stick with no bark. That's a definite pattern I've seen. And there's another one up there. Is it worth, I wonder if the roots are here. Oh man, I can't tell. I don't want to mess it up, but it's not a huge deal, but I don't think there's roots there, which is kind of interesting. If it was just jammed into the ground. It's definitely something I've seen. I guess I'm taking a little bit more of a look just because I mentioned it earlier. But yeah, this definitely looks odd right here. See if I can back up so you can kind of see. There's that one and that one kind of facing each other, and then I'm seeing that limb, which is just hung up over there off the ground. So definitely looks like possible structure here right next to those other ones. Pretty close anyways. And yeah, that just has a twisted look to it right there. Nothing else broken down, it doesn't look like. Just that one. And these. And I also noticed we're on this side of this, and there's this limb that's just threaded through, which I've seen quite a bit of. And oddly, this one is also in there. And then there's a little one right there. It's just, sometimes you see stuff like that that almost looks intentionally placed like that. That's the way I interpret it anyways. Just a little further up, I see this one broken tree like that. And that is something else I look for. It's probably 6-7 feet up. But I've seen a lot of breaks like that in interesting areas. I know myself and a lot of others suspect that the Sasquatch do that. So there's another box ticked, I guess you would say, for determining their presence signs to look for. At least me, I mean, and I'm just going on what I believe and think. I'm certainly no expert. This beautiful creek just winds along the whole way. I did hear a tap somewhere in there. I'll have to hear it again. Look at all this. I'm pretty sure there's not like anything like acorns falling right now. There we go. But it is windy, so it's hard to say. But definitely noted the sound. There's a really big, beautiful possible arch right there. Right along that creek there. Parts of this road, the creek runs right along, which is so cool. Just look out the windows and see it right there. Looks like a possible arch right across there, but what I think is the most interesting about that is that limb, or tree, part of a tree that's leaned up on top of it at like an angle. Go through here. Leaning trees like that are something else that I've noticed quite a few of, but I backed up to take another look because of what's coming up. If you look through here, it's almost like an X. That's one tree, and then broken, and another one leaning, and a bunch of stuff all around down by the. Looks like a lot going on. That's pretty cool. Another leaning one coming up. Another one leaning right there. No bark on it. And it's kind of like a big arch. Sort of see it there, possibly. Saw some more interesting stuff in here that I drove by. I didn't film all of it, but I had to stop and just take a peek at this because it looks like a couple possible arches right here, like 3 of them. A bunch of arch trees. And yeah, you could argue that maybe this pinned them all down. And maybe so, but it's pretty cool. Or maybe it's something else. Beautiful though. See, just this way there's a bunch of leaning trees. A couple of these don't have any bark. There's definitely more than you see like on average, at least that I've seen like walking through forests. This many leaning. And I've looked at closer at some. I know others have too, and you'll sometimes or often find them without the root, like they were moved over there, placed there, shoved into the ground. It's like a possible arch. It's, just looks interesting. That big limb just hanging up there, kind of like an arch there. That one leaning. When you take it all and it seems to kind of add up to something possibly. Kind of like an X right there, possibly. One of those is sod. I think this is super cool. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 arches in one little spot here. Which are all held down by this, it looks like, which is sawed off. It's right off the road. Would be a hell of a shot to catch them all. It would have had to have caught them all over there and pull them down. And not break. Actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a couple smaller ones. It's that one, skinny one, bigger one, real skinny one, and that one that's more of like a 90-degree angle. That is cool. Here it is from this side. That is cool. Ooh, tree creaking right near me. Don't fall. Look at that. Directly across from those possible arches, that looks like a pretty definitive X right there with some very old limbs, or a very old limb, and then that one's broken right there. That thing's creaking, and that's kind of a possibly twisted looking right there. Kind of a twisted looking break. There's all those arches there, and then creaking tree. I feel like it's gonna land on my head, and there's the X right there. What's creaking there? Right up in there. A little breezy. Yeah, it's not gonna fall. Glad I looked. All right, getting closer to my campsite and just noticing there's just a lot of leaning trees. More than I'm used to seeing on average. And it's another one of those things that people do think Sasquatch do. Let's see, this one, it looks like, I think the roots are there from that one. Let's just have another peek a little bit more in here. There's 3 of them here. That's a lot. One more over there. Too cool. Look at that, there's that's kind of neat. It's kind of like an X. Those two are touching. It's like a double X almost, if you look at it this way. Not really definitive X from this angle, but a little small broken tree there. And then a couple more arches right here. So cool. And here's a nice little arch. Look at that beauty. So the top of that is pinned under that, and if you want to just be objective, So that fell over there. It would have had to catch the top of this over here somewhere. Just kind of delicately caught this without breaking it and kept it there, or was tucked under there. Oh, there's a, look at that one. I'm right near my campsite too. Look at that one. Wow, let me look at it. There's a lot going on here. Look at this thing. Wow. It's like really sharp. Oh, look at these too. Lots of arches. These are, wow, there's a bunch just like what I was just looking at there. So cool. Another multiple arches again. Here, it's kind of an odd break, the way that is. All mangled like that. I can't definitively say that that wasn't natural, but I can say it's a little odd looking, in my opinion. We have a couple of root balls, and I don't see anywhere on the ground where those were dug up from right here. Two of them next to each other. That's pretty odd. Like it was carried here from somewhere. Just doesn't look like any kind of hole in the ground there. Not from two of them. Taking a closer look, and this one's definitely on top of the other one. You can see how it moves there. I don't really want to lift it up as though I could, but kind of neat to have a closer look. There could have been one there. I mean, it really doesn't look like a hole, but possibly. Although it looks like there should be a deeper hole there from either one of those. They're completely uprooted, and there's really not like a gouge underneath. I don't know how apparent this is, but there are so many little frogs here. I don't want to step on them. They're freaking everywhere. Let's see, when I move, they like scatter. Oh my gosh. Look at them all. Tiny little frogs, like tiny, tiny, tiny. And a million of them. Oh my gosh. Watch this when I move. Holy crap. I don't want to step on you guys. All right, looks clear over here. Jeez, there's one. Oh, there he goes. Tiny, tiny frogs. And then, here we are at my campsite, and this is right behind camp. That looks like one of the coolest X's and biggest X's right around here. Possible X's, I guess. That also has a broken tree, and it crosses with another one, like that other one we saw. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's another broken tree down that way. Yeah, I saw this stuff and I was like, yeah, that's where I want to set up camp, right there. And I did notice in the middle of all this, I was collecting some firewood. I saw this and thought, I'm gonna leave that be. It kind of has an intentional look to it. So, I'll leave that. For dinner, I'm having taco meat. I just made some taco meat with some triple cheddar, some of the holy guacamole avocado verde, a little bit of salsa from Walmart, some refried beans, So this will be without any shells or anything.